champions again, Liverpool.
Great feeling to win the Premier League, to be involved in the squad, or in my personal case, obviously being big part at the beginning of the season. As Ali got injured, I had to play all these first few games.
They were unstoppable, and they played such high intensity football, and that cost a lot of energy. We had such a huge lead. It was just a great time to be a Red, and then obviously it was a horrible time to be a Red, not to be able to see the remaining of that season and be there when they lifted that trophy.
What was the planning around the trophy presentation?
Obviously we were playing Chelsea, we knew what was going to happen. There was a plan that we believed as a football club that we had the green light to bring family members in. That morning, all of that seemed to have gone sideways with a misunderstanding, if I recall, of what level 3 protocols were. My entire day was spent working, trying to get all the way up to 10 Downing Street, but certainly working with DCMS, the Premier League, Liverpool City Council, and in particular Tony Reeves, who was the CEO at the time, going above and beyond. We weren't going to get a safety certificate that day without adhering to protocols. Plans were put in place at one point to have the families sit outside in buses and watch the game and then celebrate with their families. We had a breakthrough at about 4 o'clock, back into with both the Premier League and more importantly, the local city council police to get a safety certificate that would allow us to have the families out of view, but in the stadium, watching the game, and then to be able to celebrate with players and coaching staff afterwards. That was a very difficult day, and at one point I was literally driving to Formby to tell Jurgen that this wasn't going to happen, and like I say, at about 4 o'clock we had a breakthrough.
So I was one of the, I think it was 250 people that under the government rules were allowed in the red zone for match day. So I was in the press box, I had an entire row to myself, and it was kind of like the most, I don't know, surreal night I would say I've ever had at Anfield, because you had to make it different. You couldn't just have them in the middle of the pitch on a podium with nobody there. So I think the idea to do the presentation on the Kop was a good one. It put the trophy where the fans would be and kept part of the collectiveness of the club, which has underpinned the Klopp era.
It was really a strange situation, and have to celebrate a title without the fan was strange and really difficult. But yeah, we celebrate as much as possible, as we share with the fan as well, lifting the empty cup, the trophy for all the world. We felt with great company, even with the empty stadium, because we knew all the Liverpool fans were sitting at home, cheering with us and shouting and celebrating.
To have Sir Kenny presenting it, you know, the last manager to have lifted a league as long ago as 1990, was a stroke of genius to have him. But it was odd. Like I remember filming it on my phone when they were stood on the Kop. And you know, you lift the league title, you want to hug your mate, you want to shake hands, you want to jump up and down, you want to celebrate. I was just stood on my own on the back row of the press box, like whooping a bit.